CNN News 18 is bringing to you, and this is about the Manipur abducted boys from the Meitei community. They now have been released from captivity. In fact, the youth have been handed over to the SP of Kangpokpi, and this is near a checkpost that the release really took place. Now remember, CNN News 18 earlier reported that Manipur Police was hoping for peaceful resolution of this entire fiasco very soon. My colleague Kamalika is joining us on the broadcast. Kamalika, so much was said about this captivity where there were Kuki-Zo community members who in fact had gone ahead and abducted these two people from the Meitei community. Now the release has happened. I was just going through some statements that were put out on social media, and of course these were about sparks flying. They also went on to say that because the people who had ended up abducting the Meitei boys were that of the Kuki-Zo community, and that's why the boys have been released alive.
See, a straight thing which is coming up, straight we can see, and also which is coming up from the administration, is that both of them has been released, and the state has not gone down, or the state has not succumbed to any pressure by the other side. That's what we are getting it from our sources in administration. There was talk, the DG went there, and there were talks that they wanted to release the Kuki people who were in jail, but that point of time it was told to them that it is a matter which is under court. So those people will only be handed over to the other side who were in bail. So those people, those 11 Kuki people who were in bail, they have been handed over, but not the people who are actually under trial inside the jail. So and there were talks were going on, and dialogue can solve any problem. That's what the administration believes, and on the basis of which this Meiteis, both of the two Meiteis who were kidnapped, they have been released. Now this is one positive point, that the state government did not and the central government did not succumb to their extreme demands. That's what is coming from the administration side. But on the other side, this is also gives this puts a question, and this also creates a fear that then is this a model, or is this going to take place in other places? So all the state government and the central government specifically is taking all the actions, they are taking all the steps so that dialogue and so that talks go on. That's very important to resolve things in Manipur, and nowhere the central government or the state government will succumb to any of the pressures by any group. That is very much clear. So this is one thing which is good, that those two people, they have returned. That is a very good thing, because this is a concern area. On the other hand, still the KOTU, that means the tribal association, though we have got one reaction from Ginza Welzong, who is the ITLF spokesperson, but the KOTU, which were behind this, they have still not reacted to this, but definitely it's a very big breakthrough in Manipur.
Absolutely. Thank you so much for that, Kamalika. Let me also bring in my colleague Arunima, who also has been tracking this story from the very beginning. Arunima, there was a tweet that was put out by the Manipur Chief Minister, and he also mentions about how local sources have indicated that the stakeholders and various community leaders, there were strong negotiations that had been held, and that is what led to the safe release of the two men. Do we know on the lines of which these negotiations really took place? And the two boys, are they doing well? Are they healthy?
Yes, they are. Thankfully, that's the big release that has come out. And we reported, 2 days ago, we were the first one to exclusively report that the police was very hopeful that the breakthrough will come in the next 24 to 36 hours. And they were given pointed assurance by the Kuki groups that no harm has been brought to the two youngsters, to the two Meitei youngsters. And a similar assurance was given that no harm will be brought to them as the negotiations were continuing as well. Now, as far as the negotiation goes, what we are given to understand is that the police was hopeful of a breakthrough, 2 days ago itself, but last minute something changed, and that had led to 2 more days of incarceration. But this morning at about 5:15, they were brought to the Kangpokpi checkpost of Gamgiphaii, and at Gamgiphaii they were subsequently handed over to the local superintendent of police. DGP Rajiv Singh himself had gone to head these negotiations, and that I think also had a positive impact on this. There's been so much of mistrust as far as the Kuki side is concerned, on the Manipur Police, on the Manipur administration, they've repeatedly called this only Meitei police. So for the DGP to take that risk and go there, Chief Minister said that he himself asked the DGP to head the negotiations. We are told that Assam Rifles, CRPF senior officials also reached out to the Kuki civil society groups and told them that, if any harm was brought to the two Meitei youth, this could become one more trigger for another round of bloodshed and continuous cycle of violence, which nobody in Manipur wants. So I think a combined effort ensured that these two boys were finally released. Like Kamalika was also reporting, Ginza calls it, he's the Kuki tribal forum, spokesperson. He calls this benevolence of the Kuki Zo community. So I think that's also a moral high ground that the Kuki groups want to take, that we have released these Meitei youth because we are not, baying for blood. But yes, I think everybody is breathing a sigh of relief that what could have been a potential trigger for another round of violence has been, avoided.
But Arunima, that moral high ground was not without a direct attack to the Meitei community also, because there was a response that had come in, even with that, where they said had the tables really turned the other way around, there could not have been a safe return of a Kuki member that might have been abducted.
Hang on, the Kuki groups are very unhappy with the Chief Minister and they are not, letting go of this opportunity. They are targeting Chief Minister Biren Singh's statement on social media where he has thanked everybody. He's thanked the central forces, he's thanked the local police. So the question being asked by the Kuki group is that if you are the Chief Minister of the state, why are you not putting in a word of appreciation for the Kuki side also, the civil society groups, those who also tried to ensure that no bloodshed happened, that, these two youths were released safely. So that is a, political attack that is mounted on the Chief Minister. But from the administration's point of view, I can tell you that it's a huge sigh of relief. As far as Mark Howkip is concerned, I just want to put in quickly one line about him. Ever since this news broke out that Howkip, a secessionist leader in NIS custody, his release was one of the demands, there have been a lot of tension because Kukis have always called themselves nationalists. They've called themselves proud bearer of the Indian national flag, of the Indian national constitution. So if they called for a release of a secessionist, somebody who was being charged with waging war against India, it was problematic. Howkip's own family had said that they were not involved in this negotiation or they were not aware that his release was being sought. And the administration, the police in Manipur are confirming to us that Howkip's release was not on the negotiation table. It was something that they never spoke about.
Right. Thank you so much for that, Arunima. And on that note, I'm slipping into a very short break. News and updates continue on CNN News 18. Stay tuned.